I remember wishing so badly that a doctor or a psychic, a tarot reader, would tell me exactly what I needed to do. I wanted them to so badly let me know what food should I be eating, how should I be taking care of my body, and what is my purpose? What should I be doing with my career? What is it that I could do to make myself feel more satisfied? So I remember just wanting somebody else outside of me to give me an answer. I just wanted an answer from them. And the reality was, I needed to figure the answers out myself. Just in many ways, it felt like so much work, and I did not know where to start. I also didn't trust what I received. I didn't believe myself. I didn't trust my own feelings or my own thoughts. I doubted myself, and I thought that if I followed myself, I would fail. I wouldn't be seen as a success, and that maybe I didn't know what was best for me or what was right for me. And so it was through small experiments that I started to gain the confidence to trust myself more and listen more to my own intuition, my own gut, and get to know myself. So if you're on this journey, if you're in a similar place where you are really struggling with figuring out who you are and trusting what you are getting, this video is going to help you. For those of you who don't know me, I am Crystal Ray. I am a Reiki master. I am also certified as a health and fitness coach. And I've been on a lifelong journey figuring out how to heal myself physically, emotionally, and spiritually. I'm the kid who was in therapy at 8 years old and has tried a large variety of different holistic healing modalities. So with this video today, I'm going to take us through a few different journal prompts to help you get to know yourself better from a physical perspective, from a thought and mindset perspective, and to get more clarity on how you are feeling emotionally. At the end of the video, I'm also going to send you Reiki healing and take you through a meditation to help you really deepen that connection in with yourself. My goal is to help you trust yourself more, and you're welcome to return back to this video as many times as you feel that you need it. Now, if you are a subscriber to my channel and you're accustomed to my other videos, today is going to be slightly different. You see, when we allow silence to exist around us, we end up receiving insight that we sometimes miss when we have music or background noise. And so typically in my videos, I like to utilize music because it does help us get clear and it does help us connect in on a different level. I like to use a lot of alpha or theta and delta wave music as it does trigger our brain in a certain way. But for today, I'm going to utilize silence as I really want to challenge you to connect more deeply with yourself and hear the guidance that is coming to you. Because this guidance might be quiet. It might be so subtle that you have to pay more attention to notice it. And this is the guidance that at the end of this video, I want you to full-heartedly trust. Everything that you're searching for is within you. And it's time for us to uncover it and for you to connect even more deeply with yourself. If you need to take a moment to pause this video to grab a pen and paper, please do so. For this, we are going to write by hand, ideally, because there is something powerful in that hand connection. So first, we are going to start with getting familiar with our physical body. We are a soul, we are an energy in a body. Our body is incredibly smart. It is like a massive computer. And when we give our body the things that it needs, it is capable of healing and doing incredible things. The first trick is for us to become aware of what it is that we need to give it. And now keep in mind, our body, our respiratory system, our cardiovascular system, our digestive system, you are not going throughout your day telling your body to do its functions. Your body is doing its functions on its own. So developing trust in our body is kind of important. And when we're able to trust in our body, we're able to just breathe and let go of a lot of our worries, especially if we're ever concerned about our health. So when it comes to our health, and I mentioned this before, giving the body what it needs. How do you figure out what it needs? This is when we start to become aware of our physical body, become aware of the ways in which our body is talking to us. And yes, it is talking to you. It is talking to you when you're making a decision. It is talking to you when you put yourself in certain circumstances. It is talking to you when you're eating, before you're eating. It is continuously telling you what it needs. And a lot of times we shrug things off. We think, oh, I always have indigestion. Oh, I always wake up feeling fatigued. Oh, it's super normal for me not to sleep well. Oh, it's just so normal that I don't have a lot of energy and I just can't seem to think straight. We accept things as normal, but really our body is communicating with us that, hey, there's something else that's not quite working right with how we are currently operating. So, our first question is going to be, how is it that your body has been feeling lately? And I'm not talking about emotions, I'm talking about purely from a physical perspective. Do you have aches and pains anywhere? Are you feeling fatigued, foggy brained? Do you have a metallic taste in your mouth? Are you experiencing heartburn? Are you extremely thirsty often? Do you have rashes? Do you have pains in certain areas muscular wise? Are you sore? Are you stiff? Let's take a minute or so to just get clear on how our body has been feeling lately. If that question was really hard for you, it's okay. I just invite you now to have more awareness as to how your body is feeling. You can think of it when you first wake up in the morning, do a check in real quick, scan your body. Hey, how are you today? Oh, okay. Use that check in the morning to help you compare how it changes throughout the day. When you climb in bed again, maybe check in again. How are you feeling? What is it that you need? What can I give you? So, to stay along this topic with the body and our physical self and getting to know and trusting our physical self, when we feel different emotions, the emotions do feel physical. So, when we feel anger, when we feel sadness, when we feel excitement and joy, we physically feel things in our body. And I'm somebody who, for the longest, pushed my emotions away. I pushed them down. I didn't want to embrace them. And so I would stop myself from feeling them in my body. And I share this in case if you're similar. When we start to recognize that an emotion and a feeling is fleeting, we can trust that it's safe for our body to fully feel it. And we can allow ourselves to fully feel it. And so for me personally, when I feel anger, a lot of times it feels like this hot rage within me. Like everything inside of me is just hot and fiery. And sometimes I'm motivated in this anger. I'm motivated to create or do something. Like there's this really strong power in this anger that is within me and my body is buzzing, right? For excitement for me, sometimes it can be confusing as I start to sometimes wonder if I'm getting anxious. Because what happens with my excitement is my stomach starts to gurgle. My heart starts to race and flutter. I start gulping hard. I start breathing more shallow. And I recognize, hey, I'm actually getting excited. I'm excited for what's coming up, and it's scaring me a little bit. When it comes to happiness and joy, a lot of times I feel light in my body and I feel free. And so I'm just sharing these examples of how I feel to help you start to think about how it is that you feel. And so we're going to take a minute or so right now to just think, what do these different emotions feel like in my body? So I would definitely do excitement, anger, joy, sadness, and fear. Feel free to do all 5 or just a few of those. If you'd like to keep on focusing on that question, please feel free. But to continue on this conversation about physical body, when it comes to your intuition and for you to receive guidance, it does happen via your physical body. And as I mentioned earlier, it might be very subtle. The more you start to pay attention to how your body is giving you advice and guidance and signs, the louder it's going to start to get. And so I want you to think about times in your life where you had to make a decision and you made the wrong decision. What was happening in your body before you made the wrong decision? Like, was there something that your body was telling you that you knew, this might not be the right decision? And you were hesitant as you went forward with that decision. On the flip side, think of a time where you knew something for sure. 100% clarity, everything within you, your whole entire body, you knew for sure, yep, this is it. This is the decision for me. This is the direction in which I should be going in. How is your body feeling when you made that decision? So we're going to take a minute or so now to get clearer on the cues in which our body talks to us in. And so this could be, if you're somebody who's just not sure how your body may be talking to you, it could be a gut reaction. It could be a flutter in your heart. It could be a feeling of calmness coming over you. It could be your stomach talking to you in a certain way, or you gulping hard, or you starting to get like an ear ringing, or anything, like anything physical that happens to you as you are making your decision. Just take a minute or so to think about how it is your body talks to you or might talk to you. And it's okay if you don't know. The whole point of this question is for you to start to create awareness in your life the next time you have to make a decision. If you'd like a few more minutes to keep on thinking about that question, by all means, keep on writing. But the last topic that I want to touch upon when it comes to our physical body and getting to know yourself is going to be food. What I've learned on my journey with food is that there are so many different ways of eating, and everything works for somebody, but not everything works for everybody. And we have to get clear on where our body is, how we are physically feeling. Are we struggling with health issues? And if we are, do we need to take some time to heal? I'm somebody who spent over a year cutting out certain foods from my diet because I was having reactions to those foods and I had to let my digestive system heal. And I will say I have fully healed it, and now I'm able to eat foods that I couldn't eat for a year, like strawberries and bananas. We have beliefs around food, and a lot of times the beliefs that we have, we do see physically impact our body, and that's a different topic for another day. But what I want you to understand is that food does make you feel things. And your body always lets you know what food is working for you and what food isn't. Now, it is a little bit of an experimentation for you to figure out, was it this that I ate or was it that? Especially if you're having something that's multiple ingredients. If you're eating an item that then has milk and cheese and bread, and you're like, well, was it this item, the milk, the cheese, or the bread? It's a lot of different components. And so doing elimination diets end up being really helpful for you to start to learn how your body reacts to a food, especially because sometimes our reactions don't show within the first day. Sometimes it takes up to 3 days for us to even see if we're reacting. I will say this, as I had learned this on my journey, my issue with gluten was more emotional than it was physical. Yes, physically it was having an impact on me, but I could tell that something was going on when I ate gluten because emotionally I was more so on a roller coaster. I was literally emotionally everywhere. And I felt more foggy and lethargic. Now, some of the things that can happen, the cues that our body is giving us with food, can include itchy throat, rashes, congestion, bloating, heartburn, indigestion, constipation. We might feel fatigued. We might have foggy brain. You might develop like a little bit of a cough. It's all different and it's all personal for each and every one of us. Granted, anything that you do with food, please always check with your doctor before you start to alter your diet. But when we eat foods that make us feel good, my goodness, life is so different. The energy that you have, the excitement that you have, waking up just feeling good and trusting that you're going to feel good because you're eating foods that feel good. There's nothing like it. And I say this as somebody who, in 2017, there was one time where I had a salad. And I was in such a place digestively that 20 minutes after eating that salad, I had only had a few bites. I was sitting there at my desk crying because of the pain that I felt in my system. My body just felt as if there was a rock sitting in my stomach. And there's nothing I could do. I didn't know how to get rid of the pain. All I knew is that I did not want to ever feel that way again. It felt awful. And so it was a while before I would have salads again because I couldn't. My body wasn't digesting them properly and the pain was so intense and I was so scared of the pain. So I want you to start to become aware of how food is making you feel. I've had another instance where I ate some Honey Nut Cheerios and next thing I knew, I was angry. Like, where did this anger come from? And I experimented with it at least 3 times and I kept having a similar reaction. There's chemicals in our foods. Like, we do have physical things happen from foods that we eat. And I'm not going to sit here and say like, oh, you all need to be vegan and cut out processed foods and all this stuff. I'm here just telling you, learn how foods make you feel. If you notice that you feel better when you're eating more vegetables and fruits, cool. If you notice that you feel better when you have fish more often, great. But you have to take the time to figure out what foods make you feel better. And I promise you, when you do that, you will become clearer. Your body will become clearer, and it will be easier for you to connect in with your authentic self and to know what's you and to trust yourself. And so the journey with food is by far one of my favorite journeys of all times. If you ever want help or have questions about it, let me know. Drop it in the comment. I'm here to just share whatever it is that I can. And if you do want to start to pay attention to foods, you can use a food journal. I have a food journal included in a 6-week journal that I created for you that helps you really get to know yourself in 6 weeks. So the link for that is going to be in the description. But I promise you, learning yourself, learning your physical body is one of the first steps in getting to trust yourself more and know yourself more. So next stop in this journey of getting to learn yourself more, getting to know more about you, we're going to tackle thoughts. And awareness is everything. It is key. It's going to help you the most. And so first, I want us to recognize that you are not your thoughts. If you were your thoughts, you'd not be able to identify them. You wouldn't be able to hear them. So you are not your thoughts, and you do not need to believe every single thought that you think. The thoughts that you think do impact your day, and they also impact your world. You are literally creating the life around you with what you are thinking inside of you. Manifestation is so real, and you are a powerful creator, and your thoughts are part of this. So our thoughts are energy. They're just energy, right? And we can either give more energy to something or we could take it away. And that's why meditation ends up being such a great practice. Because in meditation, we're not looking to get rid of the thoughts. We're just looking to become aware of them and let them pass us by, not get hooked into them. You know, the thoughts that you're thinking do impact how you're feeling and your mood and how you're treating other people, right? And a lot of times we're thinking thoughts about things that don't even happen, that aren't even realistic. Like, how many times have you had arguments in your head with somebody that you've never even told them ever out loud? Right? Our thoughts play such a role in our day-to-day. And so the first thing we're going to explore is, what kind of thoughts do you have? Are you having thoughts where you're complaining? Are you having arguments in your mind? Are you thinking about the past? Are you in the future? Are you having worried thoughts, scared thoughts? Are you having thoughts about whatever it is that you're looking to create? Are you in the present moment? Are you thinking about your to-do list? Like, zoom out for a second. What kind of thoughts do you have in your day? We're going to take a minute or so with this question. If you'd like to keep on writing, feel free. But I challenge you now to think about how your thoughts impact your day. Think of a day where you woke up and you dropped something. Maybe you spilled your tea or coffee, and then you encountered traffic and you were late. And then you had a conversation with somebody and they were kind of mean or nasty to you. and everything in the day was not going your way. It all felt difficult. It was hard. It was challenging. And you just wanted the day to be over. On a day like that, what were your thoughts? Were you expecting everything to go bad? Were you thinking, oh, today's just not my day. I'm not meant to have a good day today. Everything's going to go wrong today. Those kind of thoughts are fueling that kind of day. I'll say this time and time again, you are the creator of your world. The thoughts that you think do become real. Granted, not all of them, thank goodness. If all of our thoughts became real, my goodness, I don't think the world would be safe. But I want you now to think about a day where you woke up and you felt great. You were energized, you were excited about something for that day. And no matter what was going on in the day, you just couldn't shake the feeling, the excitement, the good vibes that you were in. How were your thoughts that day? I bet you they were good. I bet you they were uplifting. And you had a different type of resilience to you. And so I want to challenge you now throughout your day for you to start to become aware of the thoughts that you're thinking. Don't judge them. That's not what we're here to do, right? All thoughts are neutral. It's us who give meaning to things. So just allow the thoughts to come through, recognize what they are. If you want to identify them, you can. You can say, oh, you are a fearful thought, and you are a complainer. You are a gossiping thought. You are my worry, you are my fear, and you are my happy thought. You can label them. You're just identifying them. I'm going to teach you a technique now that is one of my favorite techniques when it comes to thoughts. And it has definitely helped me the most, especially when I used to find myself starting to get a little anxious. So what happens is we have a thought, and I like to imagine a little version of me in the sky with these beautiful fluffy clouds. And I'm standing on top of a cloud, and the cloud underneath me is the thought that I'm thinking. And I typically do this with thoughts that don't feel good, because if a thought feels good, I probably want to stick with it. If a thought doesn't feel good, I'm creating this scenario. So little version of me, beautiful fluffy cloud, and this cloud represents that thought. And so I hear the thought in my mind and I recognize like, oh, this is a fearful thought, or oh, this thought doesn't really feel good to me. I don't want to think this thought in this moment. I will then imagine other clouds around, and I will imagine myself jumping from this cloud to the next cloud. And when I do that, I think jump. And as I jump, I'm leaving this thought and I'm going to a new one. Now, I don't know what the new thought is. I haven't gotten that far because I'm thinking of this vision of me jumping from here to here. And so I'm very much in the present moment. And so I go to the next cloud and I kind of just let it unfold. And then if I get there and the next thought that pops up into my mind is one that doesn't feel good again, then I will jump to another one. And I will keep doing this until I end up on a thought that feels better for me. Now, granted, I can purposely think a thought that will feel better for me. And sometimes I do. I will think something that will help me feel more calm, help bring me joy. I'll think of something that I like. I'll think of the beach and the sun. And just think of how it feels, and maybe think about a memory of a time where I was in a place like that had me feel really good. But the other thing I want to say about this is that you are always welcome to go with a thought. If you feel like in a moment that if you stuck with a thought, it's going to bring you healing because it's allowing you to spiral and it's allowing you to bring up things that you weren't aware of before or thinking of, and it feels cleansing and you're just in this space of staying with it, by all means, you can definitely do that. What I really want you to understand, what I want to teach you is you have power over your thoughts. You're not just here letting your thoughts control you. Start to become aware of them. Start to become aware of your mind. Gain control over your mind. Decide, make the decision. What is it that you want to think? Where do you want to put your thoughts and your energy behind? Your mind doesn't control you. Remember, you are not your thoughts. You are somebody listening to your thoughts. The power is in you. You get to choose. And so the more aware you are, the more ability you have to make a change. And you can break any habits. If you find that you're somebody who worries a lot, who's constantly in fear, who complains and gossips a lot, you can start to break that habit. You can start to cultivate a more positive mindset. And with a positive mindset, you're able to create your life more easily because you're starting to live more so in flow. You're starting to live a life that feels good for you. And this is where it is, man. This is the sauce. This is that living authentically in yourself and your purpose. And the thoughts play such a role. So after this video, as you go about your day, I want you to start to listen to your thoughts without judging them. Start to notice how your thoughts make you feel and start to take charge of your thoughts and your mind, choosing what it is you want to put your energy towards and choosing how it is you want to feel with the thoughts that you have. The last piece of this puzzle is your emotions. And the clearer you can get on how you feel, the more you're going to start to trust yourself and believe yourself. Now keep in mind, feelings are just feelings. They're here for a moment. We don't have to latch onto them. We don't have to create some elaborate story with them. And sometimes when we have a feeling and then we share it with somebody else, that other person might amplify us a little bit more, and then we might hold on to a feeling longer. So up to you to use your discretion as to when you want to share something and when you want to work with it within yourself. I feel like many times we may not even notice that we are feeling a feeling because it just comes on so quickly and we don't notice it until after the fact. And that's when we start to become more aligned and connected in with our physical body, because then we can notice the cues in our body that the feeling is here. See how this is all working? And then we also can start hearing our thoughts and recognizing, oh, I'm having this thought is fueling this thing, this feeling is here, I feel it in my body, I'm here. I also feel that sometimes we aren't honest with ourselves with how we actually feel, because sometimes we're more concerned with people pleasing, or we're scared of losing love, we're scared of somebody being disappointed in us, we're scared of being rejected. We're unsure if somebody else is capable of hearing our truth and being able to respond to us in the way in which we need if we share this vulnerable feeling that we're having. So sometimes we deny our own feelings to ourselves, and it's not helping us. You know, sometimes we're just pushing the feelings down, and I'm the kind of person where I push it all down, and then finally something is like the cherry on top, and the volcano erupts. And that person gets everything that I stored inside of me. It all just comes out. And the best way that we could do with this, and this is another reason why meditating is so helpful. Meditating, for me at least, is not to find peace. It's to give myself space to connect in with myself and to get clear on how it is that I'm feeling. So we're going to take a moment right now and just check in real quick. How are you feeling right now? If you'd like to keep on writing, please do so. But what I really want you to understand is that the more you can heal within yourself and understand your own emotions and get clear on how you feel, the more you're going to be able to easily interact with the world around you. When we heal things within ourselves, we now have more resilience to things outside of us. We have more patience, we have more compassion. And so not all of you might be empaths, but I do want to talk about this as, for me, it was really enlightening when I learned this. I am an empath. Being an empath means that I physically feel the energy around me. Sometimes when I do Reiki sessions, I actually physically, in my body, experience what somebody else is feeling in their body. So if your heart is racing during the Reiki session, my own heart starts to physically race. When I go to events, whether it be concerts, sporting events, things like that, the amount of energy that's in it normally triggers anxiety for me. And it will sometimes take me 20 minutes just to calm down because all of that energy, my heart starts racing, I start gulping, my stomach starts gurgling, and it's a lot. So what I've learned is I start to recognize, how did I feel before I got here? And maybe I was excited too. So I recognize, how was I? And then I start to think, okay, are the feelings that I'm feeling mine, or is it the energy outside of me? Is it the energy around me? And when I'm able to identify that it is the energy around me, it then helps me just kind of calm down and feel better because I understand what it is. I understand what I'm picking up on. And then I get to choose, in a sense, if I want to put up a bigger boundary and just say, I only want to feel my own energy right now. And I can tune into my body and tune into my energetic being and think, I only want to feel me. And then I start to recognize just me. Even though I might be in a space with hundreds of people or thousands of people, I connect back into me. And so by us focusing on our own emotions and healing ourselves and understanding ourselves, it gives us clarity. And I feel like a lot of other people, if you are somebody who struggles with anxiety and you have a hard time being out and about, start to do this, start to recognize, hey, is that me or am I feeling the energy around me? Let me connect into my feet in this moment, reground myself, do a quick body scan. How is my body feeling? Well, I'm feeling okay. I'm okay. I'm safe. I'm okay. Oh, I must be feeling the energy outside. Wow, the energy outside is really powerful right now. Wow, there's so much excitement here. This is going to help you. I created a video a little while ago about forgiveness. And forgiveness is for you. It's truly 100% for you. No matter how much anger, hate, rage, sadness you feel inside of your body, the person you feel it towards does not feel a thing. There's no ounce of your feeling in them. Not one bit. The forgiveness and the healing is for you. And so when we hold on to things, and we hold on to relationship quarrels, when we hold on to those emotions, it's just poisoning ourselves. It's keeping us stuck. It's keeping us heavy. And we are going to continue to encounter the same lesson until we're capable of working through it and healing it. So I challenge you every single day to make some time to allow yourself to forgive yourself, forgive others. Get clear on your emotions, get clear on how you're feeling, and allow yourself to let go of things. You don't need to hold on to them all. You're not showing your strength or proving how something you are by being this kind of person. There's strength in allowing yourself to heal. There's strength in forgiveness. There's strength in being the bigger person, in a sense, of allowing yourself to take care of you and finding self-care and getting clear on how you feel emotionally. You know, one of the mottos that I have is, I'm here to live my life with no regrets. So if there's an instance where I didn't behave or say the best thing or treat somebody the best that I could because in that moment I myself was struggling. And I didn't know how to communicate that I was struggling or what I needed. And so I just kind of acted out in some weird, awkward way. I will then turn around and say that I'm sorry and let that person know it had nothing to do with them. It's me and what I'm going through, and that I'm really sorry and they didn't deserve it. I will take full ownership for that. And that for me is living with no regrets. Like, we're not going to be perfect, but recognizing our emotions and recognizing how we're treating other people and becoming aware of how we want to be treated, all of this is helping you learn you and helping you create better boundaries. So the clearer you can get on how you feel and how certain things make you feel and how you want to be treated, how you treat others, the more you gain this clarity, the more you can live authentically. Because you will create these relationships, you will have these expectations because you have the clarity. You have the clarity of what it is that feels best for you. And you have the clarity on how you feel. Like, it's just life changing. I don't know if there's another better word that I can use to describe it. But you need to be real with yourself on how you feel. You need to be so real, because if you can't be real with yourself on how you feel, you can't be real with anybody else. And I'm not saying you need to share with the world or everybody everything. That's very vulnerable. And so I do recommend being aware of who you can be vulnerable with and who is a safe space for you. But then you can start to recognize what people and what type of dynamics and relationships you're going to have based on your feelings. But you just got to be aware of your feelings. When you're aware of your feelings, you get to really know yourself on another level. And then you won't ask as many questions from people outside of you. You won't get their opinions. You won't necessarily always look for their validation. You're getting something else in here. It's coming from you. And that's what this is all about. So I want to take you through a quick meditation, helping you to connect more deeply with yourself on a physical level, becoming aware of your thoughts, and just allowing space for any emotions that you're feeling to come through. And if they come through, I will definitely send healing to help you have a healing that's in your highest and greatest good. If this is your first time watching one of my videos, I do want to give you my Reiki spiel just so you can understand what you might experience in the next few minutes as we meditate. And so Reiki is a healing modality in which energy is sent via the hands. I'm not the one doing the healing, I'm just channeling it through. So what's happening is your soul and the Reiki energy consciousness is having a conversation, and the energy is flowing exactly where it is needed within your body. What you may experience can include tingling in the hands and feet, other places in your body. You may see shapes, you may see colors. You may feel as if you're traveling to different places. You may have a wave of energy come over you. You might feel cool sensations or warm sensations. Your stomach might gurgle. You may gulp. It's different every single time for every single person. Ultimately, you're just going to feel really relaxed and calm. And so I want to explain this because Reiki feels different than just meditating. So if you are feeling any of these things, it's because of the Reiki energy. So I invite you now to get comfortable. I invite you to close your eyes and gently take a deep breath in through your nose and gently exhale through your mouth. Take another deep breath in through your nose. Let a sigh out through your mouth. One more time, take a deep breath in through your nose. And gently exhale. Allow yourself to start to open up in this moment, connecting into your body. Becoming aware of your feet. Noticing how heavy they are in this moment as they ground you into the earth. Gently scanning upwards through your knees to your hips. Acknowledging any emotions or grief that you may have stored in your hips. Moving up to your stomach. Acknowledging that this is your power center. Taking a moment to connect into your internal power. Gently moving up to your heart. Allowing it to expand to welcome in more love. Knowing that it's safe. To allow yourself to connect more deeply with yourself and others. Gently tune into your hands. Feeling the energy that flows into the palms as this is a power center. Allowing the energy, noticing it as it's moving up to your elbow, to your shoulder. Sending a sensation of calmness as you release any tension in your shoulders. Gently check in with your neck, your throat, your jaw, releasing any tension that you may have. Moving up to the top of your head, allowing yourself to fully connect in to the stars above. Starting to become aware of any thoughts you may have in your mind. Just listening to them with no judgment. Allowing the thoughts to float on by. making note of the moments of stillness that you experience in your mind. So I invite you now to check in with your emotions, seeing if there's anywhere in your body that you're holding any emotion in or tension in, inviting it to gently come up to the surface, knowing that it will be healed and released. See light from your heart expanding, covering your whole body in this beautiful, majestic, loving energy. Helping you heal any emotions, helping you release any thoughts. Gently start to check back in with your body, noticing how it feels. Imagine all the pain, sadness, worry, fear, dense energy being lifted out of your body, out of your aura. And it is transformed back into love. Start to become more aware of your body and how it is feeling. Taking in a deep breath and gently exhaling as you start to become more present in this moment. Gently take in another deep breath and slowly exhale. As you start to wiggle your fingers and toes, gently waking up your body. Taking a moment to connect in with it and thank it for all that it does. Acknowledging your ability to tune in and hear your body more easily, as well as become more aware of your thoughts and your ability to acknowledge your emotions with ease. Allow yourself to feel more self-trust and confidence running through you. And when you feel ready, you can gently open your eyes and come back to this moment. Because you just received a little bit of Reiki healing from me, I do ask that you have some water, as it will help with this healing. I want to remind you and let you know that this is really a journey. And every day you're going to continue to change, and you're going to have new interests and new likes. And you're going to grow, and your body is going to change. And so the more you could start to get comfortable with connecting in with yourself and learning yourself, you're going to be able to continue to learn yourself as you grow. I invite you to have fun on this journey, exploring and learning yourself and growing. This is the most amazing journey that you can take. The world needs you. The world needs you exactly as you are, with all of your you-ness. I'd love to hear in the comments if this video helped you learn yourself or gave you something else for you to start to become aware of that you weren't doing before. And I encourage you to make friends with other people who are on a similar journey, just looking to get to know themselves better. And continue to be cheerleaders for each other, acknowledging when someone else is living as their authentic self, and embrace them as they show up as their authentic self. This is going to help us heal the world and create a new life. So thank you for allowing me to be part of your journey and for tuning into this video. If you're interested in seeing more Reiki and meditation style videos, definitely hit that subscribe button. And I look forward to seeing you in the next one.